So I wanted to let you guys in on a little story. Basically, we went to get, I was trying to get a lower insurance quote because basically, we own a house, a couple cars, actually own a couple of houses and a couple of cars. And we were just trying to get some lower insurance rates. Now, here's the thing. What prompted this is that I got a random letter in the mail. You probably would have gotten the same thing or may have gotten the same thing. And we had gotten a random quote, kind of like a generic quote, but they say it's for your house. And it was from State Farm. Now, I've gotten these insurance quotes from Allstate, State Farm, Geico, and just, all these different insurance companies just trying to earn your business. And the thing is they actually offered what appeared to be a fairly aggressive price quote. So it would have saved us a lot of money. So I reached out to the insurance company and provided them some additional information to see if they could create a policy with the exact same coverages as what we have to, make an apples to apples comparison to see if we would actually be saving some money. Well, they actually came up with a pretty dang good quote. So I reached out to my insurance guy and, he is actually an insurance broker. So it's not like, calling State Farm only or calling Allstate only. This particular guy has a insurance brokerage, which is pretty cool because by me just making one phone call, he can basically shop around and get me the lowest insurance quotes across the board. I've been hearing all about, people getting their insurance canceled on them unexpectedly. And, especially in high risk states like Florida, like California, coastal states that typically are suffering from, all sorts of natural disasters and whatnot. So anyway, I was hearing all about these different insurance cancellations taking place. So, but it didn't affect me. So I'm like, I know it existed, but it wasn't really that big of a deal. Anyway, lo and behold, so I called my insurance company, my insurance broker, and I asked him for, hey, am I getting the best quote? Because I just got this insurance quote from another company, State Farm, and it's way more competitive than what I'm paying now. Can you have a look? So number one, there were some differences in there that he identified that I didn't know about. The deductibles were the same, but the coverages, for your your personal liability, medical insurance, your personal property, uninsured motorists, like there were just all sorts of different things. Like the other thing is the assessed value of the homes were also lower than what my current insurance company has assessed the value of the home. So anyway, there were some differences which allowed them to be more competitive. But even if they lined them up exactly, they were still slightly more competitive. But my insurance guy was telling me, he was like, hey, I write for all of these different companies. I can technically sign you up, with State Farm. So I'm not, basically he's not losing any business by me going to State Farm if I were to do so. But the thing is that he was telling me, he said between State Farm and Allstate, they have been losing money left and right. And I was like, really? So basically this is what he was telling me. And he was like, he's got a lot of clients, he's got a lot of clients, and most of them, he doesn't necessarily like have a lot of clients with those particular companies. And the reason he was saying that is because he's been seeing that they've been losing a lot of money because, lots of very expensive claims have been coming in to their particular insurance companies. Now, I don't know anything about that. This is what he's telling me, right? So anyway, he then goes on to say that, he's been told by a number of his clients, his customers, like me, but not me in particular, some of his other customers that, had those companies, he was saying that it's taken a long time for them to get responses from the insurance company. It's taken a long time for them to get responses from, getting a claims adjuster to call them back or to come out and take a look at the property or the car or the house or whatever. So he said he's just a little bit uncomfortable with recommending that I go over there for the savings. So I'm like, man, I was looking forward to saving a couple $1,000s a year, and he pretty much talked me out of it. Well, I'm hearing more and more people finding out that they're getting canceled. Their insurance companies are literally canceling them. And it's very disturbing because especially if you have any type of financed asset, whether it's a car, you got a car payment, you have a house, you got a mortgage payment, it is required that you hold insurance on those particular properties. And so with that being said, you have to have homeowners insurance. You have to have full coverage car insurance if you have an outstanding car loan associated with that car, right? Here I am, I'm seeing car insurance rates skyrocket, 17.8%. And, this is happening across the board. Car insurance companies, car insurance rates are doubling by double digits, and drivers are not seeing any relief anytime soon. Me personally, I'm paying like $8,000 a year. No, it's more like $9,000 a year on between homeowners insurance, car insurance, and that's just between my primary house and my cars. Does not include the secondary home, which is a rental property. That insurance policy, I don't even know how much that one is. I'm going to guess and say it's somewhere around $2,000, maybe $2,500 per year for the premium on that one, but I don't remember that one per se. Drivers, it goes on to say here that drivers currently pay an average of $1,668 for their car insurance policy, according to online insurance agency Insurify. New Mexico, Nevada, and New Jersey are seeing the highest annual insurance increases in 2024, with prices soaring by 38, 36, and 34% respectively. This is getting a little bit concerning because what this means is that these insurance rates are on top of people's car payments. They're on top of people's, we just crossed $1 trillion in credit card debt across the nation. So people are carrying an exuberant amount of credit card debt, mortgage payments, rent payments, insurance payments, car insurance, cell phone, healthcare, gas, utility fees, utility bills, food costs, groceries. Everything's just going up so high, so fast. And it's getting to a point where people may not even be able to afford to drive their cars anymore. And so, well, what happens if you can't afford to drive your car? Well, some people are going to look to self-insure, just like some people will consider self-insuring their homes. Maybe they're going to reduce the policy coverages. God forbid you need to actually have the higher tier insurance covered. But you see where I'm going with this. This is a huge problem. In addition to that, look at this. Home insurance prices increased nearly 25%, guys. Nearly 25% homeowners insurance increases. Now, let's just say you're like me and you're paying $9,000 a year and your insurance policy goes up by 25%. Well, what's 25% of $9,000? You're going to make me do some math, aren't you? So 45 to, that's like $2,700. Nah, that's like $2,250 a year that, if I were to face a 25% increase. I think that's about right. $2,500, $2,250 extra. So $2,250 extra if I were to face a 25% homeowners or, homeowners insurance price increase. Get this, guys. Florida, Idaho, Colorado, South Dakota, Louisiana, Texas, and Oklahoma. These are the states that saw the highest increases on homeowners insurance for 2024. And this is disturbing to say the least. Homeowners insurance prices have increased by 21% on average since May of 2022 and May of 2023, at least according to the latest internal data provided by Policy Genius. Now get this, nearly all, 94% of people who renewed their policies were quoted higher premiums. This is staggering, guys. And several of these states have dealt with an increase in natural disaster losses and dwindling insurance options over the last few years. This is according to Policy Genius. So I guess what I'm saying is this is a massive problem, and it's not just these states. It goes on to say here that still some East Coast areas saw smaller home price increases at renewal, but there's still increases. Vermont, 10% increase. New York, 11% increase. Maine, 13% increase. New Hampshire, 14% increase. So, this is devastating families' budgets. And it will end up, I predict it will start causing people to be driven into bankruptcy. It will cause people to end up being driven into bankruptcy. And I could see, people trying to sell their cars because they can't afford to drive them anymore. People are already searching, how do I give back my car? If I can't make the payments, how to give car back to the bank? So these are searches that are taking place, and for good reason. So now, you guys let me know what you think. This is a really interesting, really serious situation. But I'd love to get your feedback. If you guys have any experience with insurance being canceled or getting lower insurance rates, I'd love to hear from you guys. So if you enjoyed the video, hit the like button, subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one.